Start that. Three, two, one. We are live on Facebook. Oh man, what is up? Fantasy Showdown, episode 5. Nolan Howard, Chad Kidd, trying to go live on my page or on my regular Facebook. Probably not that many people watching, but still, you can probably go back and watch it, so it might be cool. We're going to record it on another deal and put it on YouTube later. So anyway, let's get started. We like to start with our shit show, which is honestly last week trying to do this on Facebook Live. It was a shit show. We have technical difficulties all the time, don't we?
It was kind of bad, but it's a learning curve, man.
It's a learning curve.
It's a learning curve.
We're hiring if anybody wants to do audio and video for free in your spare time when you're not chasing your kids. Just in case, yeah, I'll pay you with high fives. So, but my other shit show is a lot of people might have been eating lunch at this time, but I got to see it. It was the biggest shit show.
We're shared out.
The Aretha Franklin national anthem before the Detroit game.
Man, she went with some runs. I mean,
she went run dog on it.
She went run, and they just wouldn't stop. I mean, I was watching. I mean, I went to Thanksgiving lunch, and my father-in-law said something. Hey man, Aretha Franklin, she wouldn't shut up. It's like, dang, dude.
It's like the 3:30 games are about to kick off here in a minute. Let's wrap this up.
It was kind of bad.
Have a little RESPECT for the NFL. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, The Blues Brothers is one of my favorite movies. I love Aretha Franklin, but dang, Aretha. I mean, you're past your prime, dog.
I couldn't even understand a single word. And I was like trying to think, I was like, are the lyrics correct? Is she doing it in the right order? Are the bombs bursting an arrow too soon? Or what's happening? But yeah, it's an absolute shit show.
Shit show. It was bad.
But as far as football shit shows, I think that Mexico City game, Oakland, Houston.
Yeah, not so much.
It's a little shit showish.
Although, I'm biased because Lamar Miller pulled out a .5 dub for me that night.
And he really didn't do much.
He didn't do that much. He got the end zone. That's what helped.
Man, I was screaming for Amari Cooper to get it done. And
he got that big bomb.
Yeah, at the end of the fourth quarter. Until that point, he had like .5. So, man, when the game started, I was texting you like crazy because I was like, did you just see what happened? And DeAndre Hopkins caught a ball, broke a 60-yard run, and I was like, I'm just banked. I have him in 3 leagues, unfortunately. He's a piece of trash. And I was like, finally he showed up. And the dude said he was out of bounds. It wasn't even close.
No, it wasn't close. But officiating this year has been bad in general. I mean, it's been horrible.
They were atrocious. The first down, okay, so it was 3rd and 1, and I think Lamar Miller ran it, and they spotted him at least a half a yard short of where he actually was, and then the backup ran it, and he was a good yard and a half over the line, and they spotted him back there, and I was just like, oh my God. Like, I think the pollution got in their eyes, something. It was bad, but man, I don't know what we're trying to accomplish with the games all over the place. At least it was in the correct time, like Central Standard Time.
Yeah.
So
starting on time. That's about it.
That's it.
That's about it.
I mean, where are we going next? Are we going to Australia? Are we going to Zimbabwe?
I don't know. Do they boo the national anthem?
No, I thought they would. I really did too.
I did too, but they didn't.
Yeah, that would have been pretty political, but
It would have been.
but I was surprised. I had a bet with my dad that they would.
Did you really?
Yeah, he won.
Uh,
But anyway, that's the shit shows, and tonight we're going to talk about yesterday's Thanksgiving games, and we're going to talk a little bit about the playoff runs, and we tried to cover that last week, but it sounded like, well, buddy, and I have no idea if this is sounding good. I hope it is.
with a lot of screeching. There was some screeching.
There was some screeching.
Shit show.
It was a shit show.
It's
But
fine.
what do you do when? So you're locked in for playoffs in a few leagues. I'm locked in a few leagues. I have some shit Sammy teams that are just.
Get it done.
I'm just trying to knock somebody out on my way out. Just trying to bring it in respectable. But what's your number one priority when you know that you're in?
Man, I'm just trying to prepare. You know, when I'm in, I'm looking for, you know, if I've got a marginal defense, I'm looking for a defense to pick up in those playoff weeks that can help me. I'm looking for handcuffs for my studs, and I might even get a backup quarterback if there's one available that you know, I might be able to stream.
You never know. I mean, I don't advise always having two defenses, but
No,
going towards the end of the road, you gotta think about it.
you know, like Houston defense, they've got Jacksonville twice
That's
in
pretty
week
good.
14 and 17, so they're good. They're probably already picked up in your league. Tennessee is one that may not be picked up in your league,
Yeah, they're probably available.
and they got the Giants. The Jets in week 15, and Jacksonville in week 16. So that's a pretty good D. This is probably the best playoff D, and that's the Baltimore Ravens. They've got Miami, Jacksonville, Houston, and Cleveland week 14 through 17. So, I mean, you know, that's pretty much the chalk. I'm going to say chalk this week, a bunch in this telecast. But
You know, I felt like Minnesota was just gonna continue to just kill it for me.
their offense is so bad.
Yeah, it's kind of weak, but the offense can always kill the defense. That's why
They're
the
killing.
Cowboys were bad on defense last year, is because
Offense
Brandon Whedon and Matt Castle were just giving to the other team on the 15.
couldn't get it done. But this year, it's a little different story.
It is a little different story.
A little
We'll get
different
to that. We'll get to that. But waivers are probably picked pretty clean right now. You're looking for, if you've got handcuffs, you're looking for some handcuffs. You might trade deadline's already passed in most leagues unless you're in a keeper. But yeah, you're looking for some handcuffs. And wide receivers can even have handcuffs. Like Adam Thielen this week, I plugged him right in.
Absolutely.
And where I had Stephon Diggs. So. You know, there might not be much on the waivers, but you need to be prepared if you have space. Don't be dropping somebody vital to your team or somebody that's potentially blowing up. But
wide receivers that could potentially be out there, they shouldn't. But if Boyd or LaFell are still out there for Cincinnati, snatch them right now. Stop whatever you're doing and pick them up.
yeah, AJ Green going down just.
It brutalized me in the J.A.R.V.I.S
Dude,
league.
I thought about crying. I was like, Adriel Jeremiah on the card, but they're saying you know, I thought it was season ending, but
It's
they're
not.
saying he might come back. You know, I don't know. I
They're
don't think
saying they didn't even. I mean, they didn't rule him out for this week.
yeah.
Right off the bat. So, you know, but the scans say tear in the hamstring. I'm not guessing that that's going to be a 2-week deal. I mean, no. He might be available in your fantasy playoffs, but he'd be a hard start right now. He's a decoy if he did start. So
If you're guaranteed in the playoffs and you have the space, there's also some players that could potentially come off of IR, like Charles Sims I picked up
yeah,
in the league. even Adrian Peterson.
He's doing some light running.
He's doing a little bit of running. Sammy Watkins is supposed to be back this week.
Sammy Watkins may play. He may play this week, which is unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
Foot injury, Samuel Watkins, nobody else on the team. Like, literally, it's like a broke thumb, LaShawn McCoy, and
A dislocated thumb. Let's get this straight.
dude, okay, so I was watching the Tech Baylor game before I came up here, and like Patrick Mahomes plays with like broken wrists and shoulder injuries and stuff, and LaShawn McCoy's like, dude, I gotta hang now. I think I need to sit out and play.
Did you see him screwing off on the sidelines after he was hurt?
Yes.
He's like screwing off, smiling, like.
Man, be a man and get out there.
They're trying to protect because you're not guaranteed the money. I get that.
Yeah, I get that.
But come on. Okay, a prime example. Jordan Reed.
Jordan Reed, he had his shoulder in a sling.
He's always hurt, granted, and he misses games.
But he came back out there.
But he came back out there.
He came back out there.
And he was a beast.
He helped me in DFS.
He was beastly. So let's keep talking about injuries. What do you got?
Okay, so I'm just going to do the rundown here with Arizona, Atlanta. Fitzgerald was a little banged up, but he was a full participant in practice. Not that you'd start Michael Floyd, but he's got a hammy. He's questionable. Tevin Coleman's going to be a go.
That's kind of massive.
That's kind of massive, and it may cut into your Devonta Freeman shares a little bit.
But really, I think that it just reverts back to how it was whenever he was playing in the first few weeks. I think that both of them are going to be.
Oh, they're going to be fine.
They're going to be fine.
They're going to be fine. Julio was a little injured, but he's definitely going to play. And that's pretty much all with that game. Then we got Cincinnati at Baltimore. LaFell was questionable. He was a full participant in practice. I expect him to go. And with no Jimmy Smith on the Baltimore side, one of those two receivers, whether it's Tyler Boyd or LaFell, is going to catch a third string corner.
We saw Dez do work on them.
Light them up. Mm-hmm. So I think they're both going to have good days with AJ gone. And the Ravens really don't have any injuries to speak of. Then we go to Jacksonville and Buffalo. Julius Thomas is out. Not that you would probably start Julius Thomas.
Dude,
but
he's a dumpster fire.
Yeah, he's a dumpster fire, but that could mean a few more targets for our boy AR-15.
Yep.
And then the Bills, this is a comedy. Okay, they've got a lot of injuries. Gillislee, your McCoy backup, is out with a hammy. So he is not playing, and broke thumb is going to have to get out there and man up. Bob Woods, he's out. Bob's out.
Does a Bob shit in the woods?
I don't know. I mean, does it make a sound if he does? Then you got Clay. He's got a knee injury. He's likely going to play.
Nobody cares.
McCoy is actually going to play.
Mm-hmm.
And then I heard in practice that he was catching balls with ease with the thumb. So
yeah, because he ain't hurt.
And Sammy Watkins, right before we started here, I was doing a lot of research. They say he's going to play. Samuel Watkins is going to play. Please don't start him. Don't start him. Let him have a week and see what's up. I mean, unless you have nobody at receiver.
You could throw him out there in DFS and pray.
Yeah, DFS. I might, it'd be a good contrarian play, I guess. Then you've got San Diego and Houston. Benjamin looks like he's going to play. And Lamar Miller, he was questionable, but he's going to be a go. Nothing really for the Texans. Then you got San Francisco and Miami. Jarvis Landry, limited participant on Friday, but he likely will play.
Yeah.
He's got that shoulder injury. Then you got New Orleans and LA. Mark Ingram's got a little concussion. He likely will play.
I learned about the 5 stages, that there's 5 stages.
The protocol.
For the protocol, and apparently he's in the 4th stage.
And when you see him in the 4th stage as early as Friday, typically they're going to play. They actually have that, kind of digressing here, but they have the concussion protocol in middle school. Like one of my daughters had a concussion, and they have to go through a protocol to get back on the volleyball team or even cheer. So, I mean, this concussion thing, it's not just the NFL, it goes all the way to middle school. Anyway, so.
That's a good thing.
Then you've got Carolina against J.A.R.V.I.S. Luke Kuechly is not going to play.
That opens up some run game there.
That's what I've kind of put. With Latavius Murray, he was questionable, but he is going to play. With Michael Crabtree, he'll also play. They both had ankle injuries. But I can see a few holes maybe opening up for Murray against a pretty good run D, lousy pass D. Then you've got New England and the Jets. Brady has been a limited
Man, that was
participant.
kind of a little scare. T-Bone.
T-Bone. He's my buddy, man. I mean,
I don't know if you know.
we're on a first name basis. T-Bone. But anyway, T-Bone's gonna play. Brady's a go. Gronkowski is questionable, and he is a game time decision. I'm going to say that he likely will not play. There's no reason to chance him at this point in the season.
Right.
If he does play, he will not start, and it'll be similar to earlier in the season where he just got a couple goal line pass routes. So I would not start Gronkowski this week at all. With that being said, Marty B, the Black Unicorn, he likely will play. He was questionable this week. And then Brandon Marshall for the Jets likely will play. Then the Eagles and Packers, Matthews and Sproles. It looks like Matthews is not going to go, but Darren Sproles will go. Will go. So with that, that's basically the quick Cliff Notes version of the injury rundown. Again, do not start Gronkowski. You can maybe start Martellus Bennett with some confidence, and then you know that
you can maybe
and then that Eagles Packers game, those guys that picked up Wendell Smallwood this week with Matthews out, I could see him getting increased touches. So
I picked up Sproles. He was available in the league in the shallow league. So
dude, I had it too.
And I mean,
I'll take him right now.
I had AJ go down and Giovanni Bernard go down, so that killed me.
That's one thing that I didn't talk about. I mean, what does that do to Jeremy Hill?
Man, that opens the door and get on the floor. Everybody gets down the floor.
Yeah, he is going to be legitimate.
Yeah, I think so too.
The rest of the season, because Gio's out.
You know who's not going to be legitimate? Anybody on the Chicago Bears. I'm worried about Jordan Howard now.
Man, I'm not starting anybody outside of Jordan Howard.
Yeah, outside of Jordan Howard.
Zach Miller's done for the season. Alshon Jeffrey takes PEDs. Whatever. Cameron Meredith doesn't get passes thrown his way. He's a decent receiver. Somebody's going to catch some balls out there, and somebody will be legitimate.
Jay Cutler's not going to be throwing them, so we'll see.
It doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Doesn't really matter. But I think the biggest injury this week is it looks like McCown is going to play and start.
Man, that's so big for Gary Barnidge.
Gary Barnidge, and I think it upgrades everybody on their passing offense. I mean, Terrell Pryor's going to start anyway, but Corey Coleman could come through in the clutch here. Maybe start him, but Pryor, I think he really becomes a wide receiver one.
I'm not throwing Corey Coleman out there, but Pryor's in your lineup if you have him. He's in there no matter what the quarterback.
He's legitimate.
He is. That's just a big. It's just big out of nowhere this year.
Massive. I mean, that guy was a quarterback.
Yeah, you remember when he was at the Raiders? I mean,
he couldn't do anything.
Yeah, he was backing up. What's his name? I can't remember.
Doesn't matter. It's the Raiders quarterback.
He's not
in Carr.
So let's talk about yesterday. Besides Aretha slaying the anthem, are you burying Marvin Jones?
Man, Marvin had a better game than I thought he'd have, but
I think he got like 3 points.
You can't. That's better than I thought he'd have.
Really, I thought that it was going to be his bounce back week, and he totally let me down.
Man, I was on Golden Tate bounce back, and I thought Theo Riddick would have a good game, but that offense with Jim Bob is not. I don't know, man. They're just not good on offense anymore. They had a 3-week stretch where they were like really good.
Right, and I had Stafford in a couple of leagues, and he was killing it for me. And then now it's just like
I moved Stafford this week at the trade deadline. I got rid of him and upgraded with Matt Ryan. So I feel
I saw. Yeah, that's a great move. I got Dak Prescott off of waivers in the league.
What?
Yeah, dude, it's a crazy 8-team league, and people just drop people like crazy. I got Tevin Coleman off waivers, like when Tevin Coleman was still playing and not hurt.
Dude, Dak Prescott is in my opinion a must start every single.
Oh yeah,
he's gonna score a rushing touchdown every week.
So somebody that I didn't think that was going to come through that did was Kyle Rudolph, and I advised against him on the page because honestly he hadn't done anything. A 1-yard touchdown last week. It's just like I feel like he's been in blocking a lot more because the line is so bad. Mm-hmm. But Detroit is so bad on defense. Really, they can't get to you anyway. So
they're bad. But I think Diggs being out helped him a little bit.
Yeah, it helped him a lot.
He gets some targets.
I thought Adam Thielen was going to be the primary guy on that, and he came through. But what about McKinnon and Asiata? I mean, dumpster fire.
Man, I have McKinnon in a couple leagues. I drafted him just as a flyer running back. I kind of had the feeling that maybe Peterson would get hurt this year, so I thought he'd be a legit guy. He did have an okay game yardage-wise, but this guy's not going to touch the ball inside the 10. I mean, literally, Asiata is going to get every goal line touch, get vultured on, and I mean, if you do play Asiata, you're just hoping that he gets a goal line touch and gets you.
It's like Willis McGahee used to be to J.A.R.V.I.S. The Willis McGahee was the biggest vulture that ever was.
I loved McGahee.
Yeah.
He cost me fantasy football playoffs. He got hurt.
How about Ebron? 1 target, no catch for a big gooser.
Man, I think a lot of people played Ebron this week thinking that he would be somebody, but he was not.
I mean, it was Minnesota, but
they're pretty good against tight end, but
it's still 1 target.
It's kind of the Golden Tate show a little bit, dink and dunk, and moved it down the field, and then pulled out a dub because Sam Bradford's horrible.
Yeah. There were some plays where the officials just hooked it up. I think that they got like 30 chances on one drive in the red zone because of flags that were just horrible flags. I mean, some pass interference calls that were just like, I don't know. They're talking about being able to challenge pass interference here in the next couple of years, and man, there'd be so many challenge flags now. It would be insane. It would definitely make the games longer.
What are they going to do if pass interference is not called? Can they challenge it that it should have been?
I have no idea. This should be interesting. Man. I don't think it's going to pass. But speaking of Dak, he's the real deal. He's unstoppable. Zeke is unstoppable. Mm-hmm. Dak is finding Dez. Mm-hmm. T. Willie with the tiptoe catch was the most impressive play that I've seen in a while.
Man, he did. You know what irritates me is that Dak throws to him deep, and T. Willie, he did have the toe tap, and it was legit. And you texted me right after it happened, but God, that guy's a dumpster fire.
He is, man. He just has Terrence Williams. I thought he was going to be so good, and then just, and Cole Beasley coming through. So
Cole Beasley comes through. The other thing about Terrence Williams, he needs to change his mouthpiece. The vampire teeth.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you have to make a couple plays, and then you can wear the vampire teeth. But
you ain't chomping on nothing. No. Zeke be you be doing 1 touchdown in 2 years.
What about Josh Norman and Dez?
Man, that was an interesting deal there. When you get crapped on for 4 quarters, you don't get in somebody's face.
No, you don't. And
You just take your medicine, and I get it. Josh Norman is a competitor, and that's
He
great.
is.
But you take your medicine when you get burned like that.
Earlier in the year, everybody was giving Odell Beckham a hard time about his attitude. And, a lot of it stemmed from that last year deal with Josh Norman. But the common denominator is everybody that plays Josh Norman gets, I don't know what he's doing to him. I mean, if he's squirrel tapping him down the field.
There's some
on.
whispering or something because, it's not just one-sided.
No.
There's diva wide receivers, but there's also diva cornerbacks.
No doubt.
On the Washington side, we talked about Jordan Reed just going ham on a biscuit.
He did.
It was crazy. But how about Deshaun Jackson?
We had that trade go through in our league, which FUBU, like legit. I mean, congratulations, you won the title. Because first off, that trade was bad.
It should have got vetoed.
It should have got vetoed, but John Howard doesn't have a sack. But other than that, Deshaun Jackson, that's what he's good for.
He's good for one game every 5 games.
One game every 5 games, he's going to catch a 50-yard touchdown.
He's going to be hurt for 3 of the 5.
Yeah.
So really, it's one game every 2 games.
Jameson Crowder still did work.
He did, man. I hate that, in the past 6 games, he's had 100 yards or a touchdown or both. Mm-hmm. And, he came up short, 8 for 88. But it still got you 16 points in a PPR. And you feel like he came up short, but he really, he got it done.
When you're getting 16 points out of a wide receiver 3, in my opinion, man, that he's gold for the rest of the season. I do want to point out that if their kicker was worth a crap, they might have won that game.
Yeah, it was, and I knew Kirk Cousins was gonna have to throw it a lot, and that's why Lee Trammell, I stated on my rankings that Kirk Cousins was higher than Dak. It wasn't anything to do with the outcome of the game or my fantasy bias. It was that I knew that we would be pooping on them and they would have to throw. Mm-hmm. So, and that's exactly what happened. Rob Kelly didn't get very much work because of that, but he looked good when he got the ball. I'm not worried about him. I think he looks like that's a solid player for Washington.
Man, I wish I would have drafted that guy. He's going to be legit next year.
Yeah.
Matt Jones, you forget about him.
Yeah. We called it a little too soon, but we called it.
You called it. That was you. Week 1, you texted me and said, pick up Rob Kelly. The dude's going to be a beast. And I was like, man, what's this guy talking about? So I picked him up, and then he was garbage.
Yeah, you were like, dude, you don't know
what are you talking about? But you were right. You're right. It's just need a little marination.
Yeah, every now and then I need to get validation by bringing it up.
No, for sure. But dude, you got to.
Who does that?
You got to. Because I get people that when I recommend things that call me out on Facebook and stuff, they don't ever go, thank you, Nolan, for telling me.
Yeah.
They're like, man.
No, but you remember the good calls.
That's right.
You definitely bring up the bad calls, but you remember the good calls. Mm-hmm. Pittsburgh, Indiana, I benched Moncrief and T.Y. feeling like Tolson was just going to be horrific, and he went out there and competed.
Dude, that guy's legit. I like it.
Yeah. And
they had any offensive line.
He's been in the league for like 4 years.
Wasn't he at Green Bay?
Yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah, I think he was in Green Bay under Rodgers.
Moncrief still came through. T.Y. got hurt on that long bomb, which, it was a great catch, but injured his back, and we don't know the extent on that yet.
Is this like a LaShawn McCoy, case of vaginitis?
I don't think so, man. It looked like he was...
it did, but
who knows? Who knows?
Come on, T.Y.
How about Frank the Tank? The first week that he's let you down all season.
It is. I'm not worried about him.
That defense, that run D is not good either. So it was really a big disappointment.
But they had so many people in the box coming after not a rookie, but basically the first time starter quarterback.
Yeah.
That Frank the Tank didn't have much much go. I would like to have seen him get in the end zone. It would have salvaged his day a little bit.
Yeah, but they ran the quarterback sweep draw.
I'm
They
gonna trip.
ran it twice like that.
Dude, Tolzien, and that's how you pronounce it, right? Tolzien.
I have no idea.
Hey, it doesn't matter. But anyway, dude, that dude will lower the shoulder. I mean, and he
What does he
lays it-
have to lose? You know, I mean, I would too.
I liked it, man. He looked fiery.
When you get a chance like that, you got to take advantage.
And he got some
Nobody
crappy drops.
knew your name until that, and then you're on national TV
Being
on
somebody.
Thanksgiving.
His family's
There's
like
so
eating
many
turkey.
people watching.
I know.
It's like, man, that's a big opportunity right there. But on the other side, man, Ben Antonio was just
Dude, that's
that one bomb. Dude, Vontae Davis is a great corner.
He is. It got just
And he
torched.
just got lit.
Dude, but here's the deal. Like, if you've got a, you know, not a rookie, but you know, you've got a rookie on one side basically at corner, and then you got Vontae, but you got Antonio Brown, and then you got nobody. I mean,
Yeah.
like literally, you got Eli
Dude,
Rogers
okay.
and
So,
Sammy. I can't.
Sammy Coates. Sammy Coates could not catch smallpox on a ship across the Atlanta in 1725.
Dude.
He is garbage.
He's so bad.
I mean,
He's got broke fingers and they're taped together.
dude, I
and
don't
get
even
that.
care. I don't even care. Dude, that one hit him. I mean, they make those gloves so sticky. It looked like they hit a rubber ball and then bounced. It nearly went into the third row of the stands. It was just.
Who was that Browns
horrible.
receiver that Zach used to always draft? That played for Cleveland.
It was Stonehands.
Stonehands.
I can't remember.
He's got
Braylon
some-
Edwards.
Braylon.
Yeah.
Stonehands Edwards. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
oh,
It reminded me a lot of that. Lev Bell, doing his thing.
he's legit.
The games were pretty good yesterday. Let's talk about, though, what everybody wants to know about, which is the upcoming week. I'm going to start with Los Angeles at New Orleans. I think it's a great matchup for Breeze.
yeah,
For Breeze. But,
for Breeze.
yeah, it's a good matchup. It's going to be, whoever gets the biggest piece of the pie. And Brandon Cooks plays really well at home. I think he's going to have a big one.
I think so too.
Big play Willie Snead.
Big play Willie
Michael
Snead.
Thomas will have a bounce back.
I think so too. And then I like Hightower.
Yeah, I like Hightower. I don't love him.
No.
The LA run D is
decent.
Is decent.
Todd Gurley was a little injured this week. I mean, he's not on the injury report, but he was a little banged up. He had a bounce back last
He
week.
could feast this week.
He could feast this week. I don't. I see them getting up by a lot, and I see Rook Duck quarterback getting pillaged. I mean,
Goffinator.
I almost want to start New Orleans D.
Yeah, it could be sneaky.
In DFS,
Mhm.
I might start New Orleans D because
Could be sneaky.
Goff is garbage.
He is. But the only person you even want for LA is Todd Gurley, which is unfortunate for Kenny Britt. But
Kenny Britt got screwed on the quarterback change.
He did.
That dude was legit.
yeah, he was balling. Wrecking go-karts in the preseason. But Tennessee at Chicago. Man, that Chicago defense is pretty good, so I'm a little worried about Mariota keeping it going. You're probably starting him if you got him.
You got to. I mean, he's number one.
He hadn't let you down. DeMarco, like I said, that defense is pretty good, but DeMarco Murray's pretty good. So
He's going to get in the end zone. I like Delaney Walker.
yeah,
I like Delaney Walker. I like Rashard Matthews.
yeah.
Rashard Matthews is the truth.
Yeah,
I
he's been
can't
getting it done.
believe it. He's the truth.
He's been getting it done, dude. I had him when he was with Miami and had a huge feeling on him, and every now and then he would come through, but he's been very consistent.
He's got skills. But I like Delaney, and I think he'll get in the end zone. And DeMarco, that's kind of,
Yeah.
if you've got Rashard Matthews, you're probably going to start him too.
And then, are you starting Matt Barkley at quarterback?
Is there a level? more than no because
oh my God, this is the passing game. I think I don't even know who the tight end is. There's Cameron Meredith, and then Dudu. I mean, there's no passing game at all. Even if he wanted to get bailed out by somebody, he couldn't. There's no talent. I mean, hopefully he just bails out to Jordan Howard all day long, and that's the whole deal.
just dumps it. But that's another DFS defense that you can start. Whoever's playing against Matt
huge.
Barkley would be good.
Yeah, there'll be so many people on that. Let's move on before I puke in my mouth. Arizona at Atlanta. Man, there's a lot of people looking at Carson Palmer's matchup here and going, man, I think I could roll Carson Palmer out. Don't do it. He's not good. He had one good season, and he's back to the Carson Palmer that was at Cincinnati and at Oakland and at wherever he's been in his career.
Throwing picks.
He's just
Bumbling.
he's not that good. It was fluky.
Mm-hmm.
It was a fluky season last year.
With that being said, I mean, I'm starting Fitz in every line, every format, every
Yeah,
line. I'm
yeah.
starting
If he
Fitz.
could come through. David Johnson, obviously.
Yeah, he's going to pillage.
He's going to pillage. He's so good.
He okay. Ezekiel Elliott's the best running back in the NFL, in my opinion. David Johnson's too.
The best fantasy running back is David Johnson, I think.
I understand that, but dude, have you seen Zeke pass block?
Yeah, no, I mean,
Pancakes
he's you know what?
He's the best.
You know what feels good, too? Is to go, man, our running back is 21 years old, and he could be like, hey, we played Monday night, and then you can turn around and be like, hey, we got a game Thursday. He'd be like, all right.
Rush for 102 dudes.
He's good to go because he's a young buck. He ain't
Yeah.
hobbled wearing
QB2.
yet.
QB2.
Man, it's crazy. Yeah, QB2. Man, it's just nuts. It's a good feeling.
Super Bowl, baby.
Super Bowl. On the other side of the ball, we talked about Tevin Coleman coming back. Julio's going to draw Patrick Peterson, which should be, man, that's going to be a fun one to watch, I think.
And Julio has, and Patrick Peterson never gets, but Julio's matchup proof. I mean, he really is.
He is, but he's had some pretty
bad games this year.
shit-tastic games.
He has, but that Cardinal D is not the Cardinal D from last year.
No, it's not.
And
It's looking a lot better
it is.
than it did when we started the season. I thought, man, that defense is just not what it was. But it's looking a lot better for sure. Let's see. Our next matchup is, oh man, the New York Giants at Cleveland.
Who are you not starting? Okay, so I can't believe I'm fixing to say this. I'm starting Rashad Jennings.
Dude, after the season, since I have him in one league, after the season, I said that he was dead to me.
He's
and
still
he
dead.
is. He is, but it's going to be like his spirit in my lineup. Because the ghost of Rashad Jennings.
Man,
but yeah, it's gonna be a great game for him. I feel like Sterling Shepard's gonna have a good game.
I think he
I
will.
really do.
I think
I can
Shepard.
see him scoring a TD.
I need ODB to have a big game. I got him. I traded for him in another league.
You double stacked him.
I double stacked him. I like Odell Beckham. I like the Giants' schedule going down the stretch. I mean, but here's the thing. I also like Terrell Pryor and Duke Johnson a lot because I think the Giants probably will get up and they will have to pass the ball.
I don't like Duke Johnson ever.
You don't like Dookie.
No, I'm done with that.
Man, Dookie J, man, I like him this week.
I'll tell you who I'm not starting.
Isaiah Crowell.
Isaiah Crowell.
Who did we tell not to trade for him?
Lee Trammell.
Was that Lee Trammell? I believe so.
But he did trade away Marvin Jones to get him. And I think he got Jeremy Hill in another deal with that. So
If you end
part
up
of
with,
the entire trade ended up being pretty good.
but it's just squirrel. Really, it's squirrel.
It is, for sure.
Don't trade for Isaiah Crowell ever.
We love bringing that up, Lee.
I know. Every week, literally.
Oh, man. But McCown, like we said, he's good for Barnage. Yeah.
He could be a sneaky DFS play.
Yeah. You could.
Yeah.
Giants defense looks pretty good.
They're good.
Kind of tough. Next matchup is San Diego at Houston. And it's a pretty tough matchup for Rivers and the receivers. I'm not feeling Tyrell Williams.
No, if there's anybody, that's who I'm feeling. Maybe Gates gets a little.
Maybe Gates. But, yeah, it's going to be tough.
They're pretty good on defense. The Texans are scrappy.
Yeah.
Is this the week that Melvin Gordon, wakes up?
Does a reality.
I'd love it. I hate that.
No, I need him to go keep
stop.
going off. No, I need him to keep going off.
I want him to stop.
Yeah. What about Lamar Miller on the other side? I mean, San Diego's D has been pretty good.
Since Joey Bosa came in, man, they've really picked it up. San Diego's
They're
not
like a top
known for
10 defense right now.
I know, man, and Lamar Miller's going to get volume, and his day is going to be okay. If he can get in the end zone again, that would be massive, huge. The big thing is can Big Brock get it down the field and not get screwed over by officials?
Man, he played pretty good on Monday, and I was just like, God, he's so horrible.
He did, but he's bad.
It's just really...
When Brian Hoyer can get it to Hopkins, and it can't.
Brandon Whedon could get it to Hopkins.
Everybody got it to Hopkins, but
it's just horrible, man. Oh man,
it's a shit show.
It's
a shit show.
The biggest shit show I've ever seen.
Oh.
And I drafted D-Hop in 2 leagues, and it was too many.
It was. I think. I'm going to stay the course with him next year because he's elite talent.
Yeah, he is, and down the stretch they've got good matchups, but last week was a good matchup, and it's just like 8 points. Wait, there you go. I love how ESPN projects him at like 16 every week.
They do.
And it's just like, dude, he ain't going to get 10. It's just, it ain't going to happen.
You can't look at the projections. You got to make a decision.
No, yeah, you can look at our rankings.
They're better.
Yeah,
they're better.
All right, I'll put D-Hop where he belongs at like 30, 35.
They got Lamar Miller at running back this week at like 16. And I don't really understand it because San Diego's a good D, but they're ranked like 20th in the NFL, which is not good. That's a green number if you play on ESPN. And in my rankings, I was like, man, what are they doing? I don't get it. So I ranked him in the top 10. Why not? He's going to touch it 25 times.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a legit argument.
I agree.
Jacksonville at Buffalo, man. I have a strong feeling that this is going to be the shit show that we're going to talk about next week. A very strong feeling because Buffalo defense is pretty good. Blake Bortles is pretty bad.
I got rid of all my Blake Bortles shares this week.
Good.
All of them.
I don't have him anywhere, thank God. But maybe Robinson comes through.
I think he will. I think he'll be okay.
What about that Chris Ivory?
You know what? I'm kind of liking some Chris Ivory.
Oh my God.
This week. He's going to get all the touches, and I just think from a volume
standpoint. Is Yeldon going to be out? Well, we didn't bring him up.
He's going to be banged up. I think best case scenario he gets some carries, but it's not going to be the normal split. I think Chris Ivory's going to get the majority of it, and I like Ivory to get in the end zone this week. Outside of that, he's going to have 4 carries for 6 yards and a touch. So that's it.
Man, I don't even know what to say about that backfield. But then on the other side, Tyrod's been getting it done.
He's got nothing.
He's got nobody, and he just makes it happen. Lots to do with his feet. I really don't think that Tyrod is like that good. He's just playing. He's playing out of his.
But it's not really his fault. His best receiver's out. His number 2 receiver's out. His tight end's been hurt all this year.
His tight end.
And it's like Tyrod's just back there, and he's like, "Hey Rex, can you give me somebody? Can you get me somebody? What about Percy Harvin? Can you give me him?"
Oh gosh.
Come on, man.
Percival is supposed to start.
He's also hurt.
Oh, dude.
Again, Percy Harvin hurt. Imagine that.
Of course. Okay, let's get away from that. That's going to be a shit show.
It will be.
It will be.
It will be.
Cincinnati at Baltimore. The Red Rocket doesn't have any weapons. I mean, he lost his main weapon and his best bailout. But I think honestly, I know everybody's going crazy over LaFell and Boyd, but I think honestly, Eifert is just going to skyrocket.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Eifert could have a good game, and I actually like Boyd a little bit over LaFell this week, just because LaFell's been a little bit injured. But and then that D's pretty good, especially against the run. I mean, I know that Zeke didn't have an easy day. I mean, the first half it wasn't good, and then he came out in the second half and got some runs off. But
yeah, I think that run D is not good. They were last year, and I think this year they just struggled all year. They've been the run defense in the past. I think their pass D is a lot better, but still.
Without Jimmy.
No, dang! I'm talking about the side. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm talking about Baltimore.
I apologize. No, the Cincinnati run defense is not good.
No.
Baltimore is good. I'm sorry.
Baltimore run defense.
Excuse me.
Good.
Yeah, no, they're great.
Baltimore good.
I don't know what I was thinking.
I wasn't going to correct you.
You should have just been like, "Hey, no, you're an idiot.
What the hell
are you talking about? What are you talking about?"
No,
anyway, Baltimore defense is good. They're a great start this week.
In the secondary, they're not great.
Yeah.
But that front seven's
pretty good. Do you think that Jeremy Hill will have a good day against that defense?
Well, that's what my concern is that they're good against the run. I mean, not that they shut down Zeke, but they hammered him a little.
I know where you're talking. Now I'm with you.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm with you on conversation.
So I think that Hill's going to get some volume. I don't think it'll be great.
If they can get it down there around the goal line, then
maybe get it in.
It's one of the few coaches that knows to go 1, 2, 3. If at least 1 and 2, it needs to be a handoff to the running back. 3, maybe you can pass it.
Hey, did you notice? And this is digressing again, but they brought it up a couple times in the game that Dak is handing it to Zeke.
I saw that.
I saw that too.
It's
wonder.
It's because Zeke be eating and he's hungry.
Maybe it's because Dak's 6'3" and Zeke's like 5'9".
I don't know, but they need to practice that.
They do need to practice that.
It was
in the belly.
In the belly.
In the belly.
No, not on the mouthpiece.
No, I mean, it was up here.
It was. I noticed that too. Yeah. But on the opposite side, the West Dixon deal is just it's a dumpster fire.
Dumpster fire. I mean, but if you can get Gronk for West, I mean, it's a pretty good deal.
I mean, shit.
I mean, I guess you can get anybody for anybody.
Value.
So
it's a white dog turd for a piece of gold. To boot.
It is.
Not even like a moist dog turd. It's the white, crustiest dog turd that you've ever seen for a piece of gold. Just, I don't get it. But Dixon has looked better, but it's one of those deals where it's such a timeshare that
nobody's going to be
nobody. And West had a pretty decent game there last week.
But Dixon looks electric.
It was all on one play.
It was all on one play, but Dixon looks more electric.
He does.
When he touches the ball, I'm like, oh man, get that guy down. But when West gets the ball, it's like, hey,
Did he run past us all?
Did he run?
Do push-ups.
How?
You just got burned. Do push-ups. Take a lap.
He's bigger than I thought he was.
How about Steve Smith just killing it every week, just like Steve Smith likes to do?
Steve Smith. That guy.
I picked him up off of waivers a couple of weeks ago.
Dude, he's gold. I'm starting him every week.
It is. I don't know what people are doing, but they think that I'm not sitting there just scrolling through waivers. I go from one league to the next, like available players. Who dropped this person?
Steve Smith.
I'll take it.
I'll be taking him. Dude, Steve Smith keeps getting it done, even though Flacco is absolute trash. And I've been saying it since
Flacco has always been trash.
Dude, I can remember when they paid him, and I was like, Flacco's trash. And they're like, Super Bowl, he won a Super Bowl. I was like, dude, so did Trip Dilfer. Yeah. I mean, no. Flacco is garbage. He makes Pitta garbage again. I mean, the only guy that's worth a crap on that team is Mike Wallace for a deep TD and some Stu Smurf.
Do you know who's been to? Did San Francisco go to the Super Bowl like a while back?
Yeah, I think they got pillaged.
Yeah, but Colin Kaepernick's been there, so that says something. I mean, it's like Joe Flacco, Colin Kaepernick.
Eli Manning's got 2.
Anybody can go to the Super Bowl.
Eli, 2 Super Bowls.
What do you think about Dennis Pitta? Are you kind of done with him? I'm a
done.
little done with him.
I'm out.
I'm out.
I'm out. Not with
I'm
Barnage
starting
coming up.
Feeder which about whatever for Houston. I'm starting him every week.
And actually, and I didn't mention him in the injury report, but he was banged up. He's going to play. That guy is an every week starter at tight end.
Yeah.
Because
somehow Brockhouse, he can get it to him, but he can't get it to D-Hop.
It's because D-Hop runs further than 8 yards. That's the problem. The white boy tight end runs 7-yard routes, and Brock's like, I got that.
The 5-yard cutback.
I got that one. But yeah, so I like CJ for the rest of the season. I'm gonna call him CJ because I can't pronounce his last name.
Yeah, he's got like some kind of crazy
Swedish,
Swiss.
WCZ is the last.
He's probably Canadian, eh?
2 consonants.
San Francisco at Miami. Is Hyde ever gonna make a turnaround?
Okay, so here's the deal. Hyde's not good at football. He's not. He's not. He gets a lot of touches on that offense, mainly because their quarterback's Colin Kaepernick, who does not throw it well, or he doesn't throw it accurately anyway. So yes, I think Hyde might have a decent fantasy day, and I mean you probably have to start him anyway. But I like the Miami D.
Yeah, no, I do too. As far as the San Francisco side, it's like Hyde is the only person on that side that I wanted to bring up.
That's it.
But then on the other side, dude, J.A.R.V.I.S is gonna have. He could have another 200-yard game unless you're like gonna try to save him. I mean, in one of the tournaments that I'm playing in, just for fun, I threw J.A.R.V.I and Damian Williams as my.
Did you really?
Backs.
That's contrarian. I like it.
It could be crazy. But yeah, they're going to pillage. I think that Landry has a bounce back. There's a lot of people that are on Devonta Parker. But I don't know.
Parker's actually been decent.
He's been decent, but I feel like Landry has got to be due.
Yeah, he's going to get in the end zone this week, I think.
Yeah.
You can just kind of do whatever you want against San Fran. It's like, hey.
Well, but at the same time, it could be one of those games that it's just only a Jai and none of the receivers get anything.
It could. I'm starting him no matter what. I've only got one share of a Jai. I had him in 3 leagues.
Dude, I picked him up off of waivers yet again. That's where I got him in.
From Brandon Downs.
Yeah, J.A.R.V.I.S
Good,
league.
thanks, Brandon Downs.
What are you doing?
Brandon, what are you doing?
That's alright. Seattle at Tampa Bay. There's no running backs except for Rawls. So I feel like, and Tampa Bay is not good at stopping the run. I think that Rawls is going to have a pretty good week.
Rawls is going to have a good week. I hate it for CJ Procise. The guy was coming on, and it actually screwed me over in a couple leagues. But, Rawls is going to be a easy start this week against Tampa Bay. The real question, I think Doug Baldwin's going to pillage.
Yeah.
If they decide to throw it, they may not have to.
Dude, I think Jimmy Graham will probably have the biggest day of all.
Jeremiah Graham.
Jiminy Cricket Graham.
That's Jiminy Cricket Graham. But he's going to have a good day. He's had a good season too. Nice to see him bounce back.
It is. It's good to see Jimmy back.
The question is can Sherman stop the number 2 targeted wide receiver in the NFL?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No, I don't think that Richard Sherman's that good.
You don't think he's that
He
good?
only plays one side of the field too, so he's not going to see him the entire time.
He won't. Hey, why wouldn't you just line him up on the other side of the field all game?
Because Richard Sherman's not that good.
Well, I mean, like, if you had a choice to go up against Richard Sherman or whatever garbage they got on the other side, you'd go to the other side. So why would Evans ever line up?
Yeah, why? Yeah, for real.
It'd just be dumb.
Yeah,
But
do the little quarterback step back and send him in motion. Get his ass over. Get your ass on the other side,
Yeah.
and then we'll say hi.
that's what I'm saying.
Mike, we're waiting on you.
Yeah.
Over here, Mike. Over here.
Get over there.
But yeah, no, I agree totally. I don't know if you're just an ambi turner when you can only play one side of the field. He can only turn right.
Maybe he doesn't throw to the side of the field. I don't
That
know.
reminds me of Eric Mosley's dog Buster. I know this is a total tangent.
The Butterboo.
The Butterboo. He can only turn right. You know, he's
Just
just an
circles.
ambi turner.
He run those circles. Wear out some carpet, boy.
Butter, the big old boo.
Can Doug Martin?
You can run against Seattle. It's about the only thing that you can do.
I think you're right. I think people are fading Doug Martin. I think he's going to have an okay game.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's going to be great, but I think it'll be okay.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
You probably have to start him anyway at running back.
Oh, yeah, I think so. The next matchup is New England at the New York Jets.
Can you smell, like, just...
Oh, it's going to be...
Oh, my God. Let's just hope that Brady's remotely healthy, because they're going to pillage their face.
Let me ask you this. That backfield situation is kind of crazy because, you know, you look at last week and you see James White, he in a PPR he got 18 points. It's not like he's doing anything wrong. Are they going to get Dion Lewis in? Or, I mean, it's just, I mean, he had 9 carries last week, I think it was.
Dion, he carried the ball more than White. I think he only caught like 3 balls for like 30 yards or something. And then LeGarrette Blount just ran it down their throat. But I don't think LeGarrette Blount is going to be able to run the ball well. I think, between the tackles runner against the Jets doesn't work well.
Yeah, it doesn't.
So I see Belichick, maybe utilizing those scat backs a little bit more. And, the fact that Dion came back and got that kind of usage tells me that they would rather use Dion.
Yeah, they paid him all that money too.
They did.
Like you need to, if you're gonna buy something, a nice toy, you're gonna want to play with it.
This could be the week that Dion Lewis really breaks out. I kind of think that he'll get a touchdown pass, and that was the thing that White over Lewis last week. He got that touchdown pass, which helped. But I don't think it's a LeGarrette Blount day. I think it's more of a White Lewis day, and I don't.
A Brady Edelman day, really, because the Jet secondary is so bad.
Morty B.
No, dude. I mean, I'm starting him because
I cut him early in the year.
I know, I kind of have to. I mean, I get it. Yeah, you called it, and you called Hunter Henry. I mean, we get it. You know how to drop tight ends.
I did. I got made fun of so hard for dropping Hunter Henry.
Yeah.
And I was like, why? Look at the target share.
Because you dropped him and then he went off the week that you dropped him and then he did nothing after that.
Nothing.
And that's the same with Martellus Bennett. You dropped him and I put him in my starting lineup and he got 25. And then he hadn't done
nothing.
Doo-doo since then.
Nothing. That guy is going to catch the occasional touchdown pass. Marty B. He will, because that offense does that to the second tight end. But
it's only if he's drawn up in the game plan. If he's not, then he's not even going to get... It's like Brady is a robot. It's like Belichick feeds him the microchip, and then he's programmed to do whatever the play, whatever the game plan is.
Hit Gronk on the scene this week.
And that's it. But on the opposite side, you got Fitzmagic back.
Thank God. First off, thank God. I mean,
when
he's not great.
When you're thanking God for Fitzmagic, there's a problem with Brandon Marshall.
Dude, Brandon Marshall is still a beast. He's still good in the NFL.
But it's just
but Bryce Patty can't get it to anybody.
No, and I get it. It's just...
Fitzmagic needs to be playing over the other guy, and I understand that Fitzmagic may be in your future, but, I mean, is it Geno Smith? They got no future. That's the problem.
Yeah, the Jets haven't had a future in a long time.
But I do like Forte.
Yeah, Forte could be okay.
I like Forte this week. I like Forte.
Yeah.
Quincy and Inouye, not so much. But I think Brandon Marshall will have a. I think Brandon Marshall will have a Brandon Marshall game.
But if Belichick wants to take a player out, he's going to choose to take out Brandon Marshall.
He will. It'll be either him or Forte.
And then there'll be 4 dudes that just the game plan. 4 dudes.
4 dudes falling.
Wherever Brandon Marshall is, there'll be 4 dudes.
You're out of the game. My only hope is that Belichick looks at the scouting report on the Jets and goes,
He will. He will.
"Is there anybody on this team that I need to take out?"
Yeah.
I don't think it matters. Let's just beat the crap out of them and move on.
Todd Bowles is going to be bowing down to Belichick.
Oh my God!
But what an upset that would be though if they won.
Oh, it would be massive. Not happening.
Dude,
Not happening.
what-
If you got them in Survivor,
Vegas would explode. There would be no
there
more
would not be
Vegas.
money left.
There would be no more Vegas if that happened. The next matchup, Carolina at Oakland. I think it's a big week for Camelama Ding Dong.
It better be, because Oakland's, and I understand they lost last week, but Houston's underrated. They're a good team, but
They're a good defense, and they figure out how to win games somehow.
they
When
win
their
games.
quarterback throws 125 yards a game, and they figure out how to win. I don't get it.
He just pillages it for a 3.2 a carry.
But the Oakland defense is not good. Obviously, if Brock Osweiler can,
It's not great, but they're. Here's the thing, the Panthers' defense isn't any good. They came back off the bye and had a couple good games, but then they lost Kuechly. So, I mean,
that's a big hit.
dude, that hurts. That guy's everywhere. He is the best linebacker in football, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But Cam needs to have a big game. I absolutely love, and you're not going to believe who I'm going to say, Kelvin Benjamin this week. I love him.
Dude, I don't know.
He's dead to a lot
Dude,
of
let
people.
me just tell you that Kelvin Benjamin has not had a touchdown since week 4. Do you know how long ago that was?
I understand.
This is week 12.
I understand. I love him this week.
That's 8 weeks with no TD.
If you got him in DFS, run him out. Nobody else is starting.
No one else is starting him. I don't like him. No one likes him. We'll see what happens.
That's right.
J. Stu, good. I mean, it's J. Stu.
Chase Stu's horrible.
He is horrible.
I hate him this week. He's a between the 20s runner, and I don't think there's going to be a lot going for
I
that.
don't really like him at all. Either.
Camelham's going to be doing it.
On the other side, Carr's going to get it done. Cooper's going to get it done. Crabtree's probably going to get it done. Crabtree's going to have a bounce back.
I think Crabtree has to bounce back, and I think Lat Murray's going to have a game.
Yeah.
Not like a great game, but I think he'll get service.
Yeah, he'll get 12.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. I think so, too.
Casey at Denver.
Dude, this is going to be a heavyweight championship fight, just like throwing bombs at each
Dude,
other.
I'm going to tell you this. This is not the week to gamble on Tyreek Hill.
No.
That Denver secondary, even without Aqib Talib, is just elite.
It's going to be a heavyweight championship fight that's 2 Floyd Mayweathers against each other.
Because
that's what's gonna
It's going to be like 9-6.
Yeah, it's not going to be a high score.
Games.
Although
Spencer Ware will probably be okay.
I like Ware. I actually like Devontae Booker, and I like Demaryius Thomas. Although Emmanuel Sanders has been targeted more than Demaryius this year, which I was surprised to hear. But
Marcus Peters might be out again with the hip, so that could be good for D. Thomas.
I think D. Thomas, he just catches touchdown passes and 5 balls for 70 yards every week. So I'm in again.
All right, our last game of the week.
Doesn't even matter.
Monday night, Green Bay at Philly. Dude, as far as fantasy goes, Aaron Rodgers has been getting it done, but they're so bad. That was another one of my shit shows. The Mike McCarthy shit show. I've been hating on him forever.
He is
He's the worst coach.
He's not good, but in his defense, he's had absolutely nothing at running back for like 5 weeks.
Yeah. But no, but
even when Edward was playing, he didn't give him the ball.
No, yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. It's like he had running backs and he didn't use them, so it doesn't matter. Right? He's just he's the biggest cocksmoke there is. I hate him. I hate Mike McCarthy with a passion.
I hate Aaron Rodgers. I hate him.
Really?
Like when I see his face, I hate it.
No discount double check?
Dude, he just looks like a cocky, like...
Yes, he's kind of a dude, bro. He's kind of a dude, bro.
Dude, I don't like him.
He's a dude, bro.
I don't like him. I don't know.
If you don't know what a dude, bro is, dude, bro. Dude, bro. But, yeah, I can see that.
I don't like him much.
Yeah, it's that Philly D has been getting kind of torched. I think it'll be all right. They're not going to win the game.
I think Jordy's going to be fine.
Jordy will be fine. Adams got shut out last week because he saw a lot of Josh Norman.
Yep.
And
he just chose not to throw that way.
Yeah, and
Dez exposed him.
Randall Cobb.
Who knows, man?
Dude, I don't know with that whole... It's like... So, the craziest thing about last week was Jared Cook.
What?
What was that?
An anomaly is what it was, because...
I picked him up at the coach for the Couch League. You know I drafted his ass in that league, too.
I drafted him in a bunch of leagues, and by week 2, he hit that wire. And
everybody thought it was going to be the second coming of Jermichael Finley.
Dude, I've been waiting for the new Jamaica Mike. They hit the Ty Montgomerys and the Randall Cobbs out of the slot. They don't normally hit the tight end, but for whatever reason, they pillaged it.
It's like Richard Rodgers is there for like that Hail Mary, and then it's like he'll get a first down though. Richard Rodgers will be that guy every now and then.
He will.
But he is not fantasy relevant.
And then for Philly, I like Jordan Matthews.
Dude, he's had 3 touchdowns in this season total.
Jordan, I know, but
he has not been playing.
Like I could run routes against Green Bay and catch passes and create separation.
Dude, he's had a little case of stone hands too.
Dude, he's a little stone handsy. I like Ertz too.
I think Ertz will be bigger this week than Matthews.
Yeah, I agree with you, but I think Matthews will have a better game than he's been having this season.
Doug Peterson is up there. Mike McCarthy, as far as I hate his face.
Is Jason Garrett gonna get Coach of the Year?
I don't know. He should.
He probably should.
I think Doug Peterson should get not Coach of the Year.
Not Coach of the Year.
It's like
with Mike McCarthy. It's the battle of the bad coaches.
Dude, I mean, Philly it just looked like they were just like world beaters coming out of the gate, and then it was like. Not so much.
People got tape on Wentz. I mean, he came out the bat, and Wentz isn't like a world beater.
Well, Wentz just now figured out how to throw it to Zach Ertz. It's like,
what are
you doing?
Let's keep throwing it to Matthews and that stone hands with Braylon Edwards style in the middle of the field. I mean,
man, and just the running game with Philly has been such a nightmare. You know, it's like you're so tired of Ryan Matthews, and then he goes for like goes nuts, and then they both get hurt, and then you're like, shit.
What do I do?
Kenyon Burner and Wendell Smallwood, and then it's like Sproles is gonna play through it. It's just it's a shit show.
It is. But I like. Green Bay early in the season, everybody was like, "Oh, their run defense is number 1," and then Zeke put it on them. And then ever since then, it's
just like it hurt their butthole. I can't figure it out now.
Their linebacker was out too. Their big linebacker,
Clay
Matthews, great hair. Clay Matthews. He's been out a little bit. So
he was out making commercials.
Laying there in the end zone like a model. I'm out.
He's an idiot.
He is.
He's an idiot. But yeah, that's all the games.
That's that. Did you get any bad trades this week?
I didn't. The trade deadline came and went.
Nothing?
No, but last week whenever we were echoing, I brought up Zach O'Neill's trade that Glenn turned down, and I wanted to reiterate that.
For Ezekiel Elliott?
It was Greg Olson and Rashad Jennings for Ezekiel Elliott. Granted, Rashad Jennings was playing lights out for some reason. I get that, but he had only had like one okay game at that point. But no, I mean, you better get ready to pay. And it was right after Zeke scored like 40 points that week. It's just, that's not. And
I can't even think of
Zach has a niche for picking good tight ends.
He does always pick.
And I hate the tight end position, so that's where we butt heads a little bit on that. But he's right. I mean, you win games with a good tight end, but you can't take a trade like that.
No, I got a lot of trades for J.A.R.V.I.S last week.
Yeah, what they look like.
They were bad. I want to say that it's like Rashad Matthews for J.A.R.V.I.
Straight up.
I want to say that I got a couple others. I sent out some feelers last year. They're not shit Sammys. They were feeler trades that were probably viewed as shit Sammys. But I just want to get the conversation started.
Yeah, we need to comment on the video and let us know if you've gotten a shit Sammy from Nolan. We want to know what it is.
Throw it out there, and then I'll tell you what I was really thinking when I sent it, because I just want you to rebuttal back, and then I'm really just
He likes to get you all hot and bothered, pissed off, and just like, man, I can't believe that somebody would send me that trade, and then you turn around and screw up a little bit whenever you send those.
Sometimes you do.
You're like, man, I've got a rebuttal, I guess, and then it ends up being just a gold mine.
It's like, okay, I'll take that. But that's not the way I did you on our trade.
No, our trade was legit, and it always is. We always find a way to trade throughout the year.
Every
it's
year.
Always an hour-long conversation that turns into, all right, done.
I remember.
I'm sending it. All right.
I remember I called you and I was like, hey, I want to trade you Amari Cooper.
And I was like, dude, Amari Cooper is my boyfriend.
Because you love Amari Cooper. And I was like, but I'm going to need Odell Beckham. But here's the deal, man. I'm going to give you Jordan Howard.
And I was like, that sounds like a legitimate deal.
Yeah. It worked out good both sides. And I think,
But I gave you Odell and Lamar, and I got two great next year players.
Keepers. So I'm trying to win this
what
year.
happens if Chicago gets a great quarterback after this terrible season?
You know what I'm most mad about? Oh my God. What if they end up with Romo? But here's the thing. What I'm most mad at is I make a good trade like that, and then Fubu gets Gronk for like a turd. It's like a crap sandwich.
I mean, Terrence West is keeper next year.
Keep him. Chris Brook, keep him. Keep him. I hope you keep him next year, because you're not going to break 500 if you keep him next year. There's no way. That was the shit Sammy of the week. That for me.
And it would have been. We were talking earlier. It would have been okay if you'd have done Sterling Shepard instead of Deshaun Jackson.
I've been okay with Sterling Shepard because Sterling Shepard could be a keeper next year. Deshaun Jackson's not a keeper. Terrence West, I can maybe see him as a keeper, but if Kenneth Dixon is the starting running back next year, I'll just quit fantasy football unless he gets hurt or something. So I mean, that trade was just complete trash, and I don't know. We didn't veto it, and the thing is everybody was like, "Oh, it's a hurt tight end. Oh, it's a hurt tight end." Gronkowski may play this week. He might play this week.
And when he plays, it's 20 points guaranteed, as opposed to when Deshaun Jackson and Terrence West play, it's like
Deshaun's going to score 20.
Who knows?
Over 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Over 4 weeks.
Anyway, yeah, that's what's happening in our main league, but that's all I've got, man. I feel like we did a lot better as far as sound, I hope. I don't know if people could be texting me. My phone is sitting over there.
I've been sitting here.
We had like 4 or 5 backups going, so if this doesn't work out, then surely something will. But
I got a text from my wife saying that Joseph Milburn is trolling us.
No.
So
Do we have any questions on there?
I don't know. You want me to look?
Yeah, let's go ahead and look at that.
Let's look and see if we got any questions.
Before we go, let's see what kind of questions we have.
Joseph Milburn is a better fantasy player than you give him credit for.
Oh, I know, dude. He had a great team. So, why did I have a mad face reaction?
Probably because it was probably Lee Trammell.
Yeah. So, I don't see any questions.
I got no questions. The only thing that I have here.
I see something on the page. Steve Smith or Devontae Adams. Steve Smith.
Steve Smith.
All day.
Smith. That dude just gets it done.
Jared Tomlinson is saying the Monday Night Player.
How about this? This is not NFL related. Patrick Mahomes throws for 586 and 6 TDs against Baylor. 586 and 6 TDs. And let me say this. 586 isn't the most yards he's thrown for this season. In a single game. He's going somewhere next year.
He is. But I feel like he's kind of going to be one of those quarterbacks that's a college quarterback and not an NFL quarterback.
Man, this really doesn't have anything to do with fantasy football this year, but I think that this kid is a student. I mean, I think that he's got all the talent. Obviously, he's got a hose for an arm. It's stupid. But he's got pretty good wheels. He's big enough. He's tough enough. And you forget, this guy didn't play football. He played baseball and then started playing quarterback and was good at it. So, I mean, he's a quick study. I mean, you don't go from, high school quarterback at White House, Texas to throwing for 586 against Baylor if you're not a study. So, I think he's going to be okay. I think he'll have to catch up to the NFL curve, but I think he's going to be good. Unfortunately, he's probably going to go to like Cleveland. But
yeah, that's what a lot of times happens to the good ones. But I don't feel like it's going to be a quarterback first round heavy draft. There's a lot of running backs coming in that are going to be. It should be a good draft, really.
Fournette's coming out. I mean, there's a lot of guys.
All right, well, that's going to be it for the Showdown. We appreciate you joining us, and we'll catch you next time. So.